So over the weekend, this would be weekend 2, by the way, for Wonder Woman 1984, we saw a significant, and I'm talking about a significant, box office decline for the movie, with it clocking a negative 67%, almost 68% reduction. Now, to really put that into perspective, think about the movies that compares with. Quote, that kind of fall off puts it in the same vicinity as, look at this, polarizing. I think that's a very good word for that, polarizing blockbusters. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice at negative 69%. So we're not even talking 2 percentage points separating those two movies. And Star Wars, The Last Jedi, pretty much with these two breaking even, both of which underperformed financially relative to external expectations. Add to that the fact that HBO Max glitches continue, as the headline says. Basically, HBO Max is unwatchable for quite a few people out there. And you have to wonder, how exactly did these numbers amount to something that is going to bail out a company that is $152 billion in debt? So hey there, to all you fine folks, by the way, I hope your afternoon is treating you smoothly, but more than that, I hope that 2021 is treating you kindly. And well, when you're looking at this example here, I hope you learn one thing: never, ever pull a Warner. Now, as far as box office totals are concerned, these numbers are really interesting. Why are they interesting? Because you have to wonder what would have happened if Wonder Woman 1984, number 1, was a good movie, but number 2, if it would have been released in theaters alone. See, right now, the domestic box office, this is after 2 weeks, is standing at $28,500,000. International box office is standing at $90 million. This is after 3 weeks. That's a little confusing, but that opened up a week early for a worldwide box office of $118,500,000. Now, the reality of those numbers is really deceptive because they gauge popularity and not profit. And the reason I mention this is because many a journalist out there is saying, well, at least this is making money. But truly, is it? See, Warner Brothers' best case scenario on most blockbusters, they would make 65% of that profit. So, on a normal day, this would be with any other product. They would have taken $28,500,000 and pocketed with everyone else $18,525,000. Not a good profit, is it? Now, on top of all of that, Wonder Woman 1984, it wasn't your typical blockbuster in the sense that Warner Brothers, they had to give away almost everything to ensure that theaters didn't complain about what they did. See, this was the precursor to their 17-movie deal for 2021. They wanted to test out, see what things would do, and in order to ensure silence, they gave away at least 50% of the profits, but they may have given away more. If we were looking at 50%, though, we would be talking about around $14 million made. That doesn't sound good at all, does it? Now, internationally, those numbers, they fare even worse, with your typical split coming in around 45%. That's typical, too. We're not talking Wonder Woman 1984 special split. Typically, you get 45%, which would come in around $40,500,000. Now, we know that they didn't make that 65% split. We know they gave away a lot more money, but looking at this in its perfect world scenario, this movie right now, it would have netted someone $59,025,000. Now, as far as Wonder Woman 1984 is concerned, remember, this is a movie that cost $200 million just to make. When you're talking about advertisement add-ons, that's at least 50% of the budget, so you would be talking about $100 million easily, but normally you'll double your budget. So to break even, you need $300 million to $400 million. You're not going to get anywhere close. Now, despite the fact that Warner is over $250 million, that's a minimal number, by the way, in the hole with Wonder Woman 1984. They're trying to spin this thing as a win. How are they trying to do it? Well, look at our subscriber numbers. Quote, Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max. According to Antenna Data, Wonder Woman 1984, HBO Max, and Hamilton, that's Disney Plus, are the two most impactful SVOD releases of the year in terms of subscriber acquisition in their opening weekends. In terms of U.S. growth, Wonder Woman 1984 drove 40% more gross ads, and again, when they say ads, they're talking about additions of the service to HBO Max in its Christmas debut than Hamilton did for Disney Plus over the July 4th weekend per antenna. So you can see how this sets up. Now, something else that's really telling about these things that they never mention, though, if you look at the Hamilton spike, notice, bam, it's right back down to normal. Same thing goes for Wonder Woman 1984. You have this huge spike, but then bam, it goes right back down to normal. With the gross ads for this, too, you can see how they put this together. So again, you're talking about quite a bit of addition, but over a short amount of time. So according to data from the market research firm Adtopia provided to Bloomberg, an estimated 554,000 signed up for the HBO Max app for December 25th, Friday, to December 27th, Sunday, with a record 244,000 sign-ups on Sunday alone. Now, outside of those numbers, the company went further, saying, quote, on December 27th, Warner Media provided vague descriptions of Wonder Woman 1984's streaming success. In a press release, the company said nearly half of HBO Max's retail subscribers viewed the film on the day of its arrival, along with millions of wholesale subscribers who have access to HBO Max via cable, wireless, or other partner services. Their executive vice president and general manager, Warner Direct-to-Consumers, Andy F. said in a statement, quote, Wonder Woman 1984 broke records and exceeded our expectations across all our key viewing and subscriber metrics in its first 24 hours. Now, all of those viewers, all of those app downloads, it sounds well and good, right? I mean, man, they must be thriving. But no, not really. HBO Max is not doing great. Wonder Woman 1984, it didn't take off like they intended. And I'm going to show you some problems here. See, HBO proper, it still exists. That's an important distinction I want to make when we're talking about this stuff, too, because I think you're going to see more activations, but I don't think those subscriber counts are really going to balloon like they're telling you here. See, HBO proper and HBO Max, they combined for 38 million subscribers as of November, which is slightly more than a 5% increase compared to 2019. That's not good numbers, by the way. That's why AT&T panicked about this, because this is supposed to get them out of $152 billion in debt. Now, if you're wondering, why does HBO proper exist, by the way? I mean, HBO Max has more there. It was because you didn't have distribution deals with places like Amazon, places like Roku, also Hulu. They only had limited access. Now, over the last few weeks, you've had that fixed. You can see them discussing this here, where your potential subscriber pool, it grows. I mean, and that's true. You're going to have 80 million new subscribers that could potentially flood that market. The way they've been monitoring success, though, is with total activations. And right now, HBO Max, it has 12.6 million total activations, and 4 million of those came from October 22nd to December 8th. So people are saying, ooh, yeah, look at this grow. Now, myself, I think this is because of distribution deals. I think more and more existing consumers, they're able to log into HBO Max because look at those numbers here. 38 million compared to only 12.6 million actually using HBO Max. Yeah, that number is going to go up because Amazon actually allows you to use it now, but those aren't new subscribers. They aren't making any money off of that. And even if they were, I mean, I want you to think about the reality of those numbers too. See, we already know about 554,000 app downloads for HBO Max, but let's assume that Wonder Woman 1984, it nets them 1 million subscribers. That 1 million subscribers, if you can keep them around for 1 month paying, which really try to do that, I mean, really try to get them to pay, but assuming you can for 1 month, that's around $15 million. If you think about the weekend domestic box office, you made more than that in 1 weekend, and look at everything they had to give away to keep Wonder Woman on that platform. Yeah, the pros versus the cons, they are not showing. Another factor that's not even been considered by most is this idea called retention versus churn, or how many people you turn over in a given time frame, which for HBO Max, we would be talking about in less than a month. You need to keep those people around and paying. See, with shows, a lot of people forget to cancel. That's why churn rates are oftentimes 5 to 10%. But I imagine if a person can remember to cancel it right right after one show, it's going to be substantially higher. And you think about what they gave away to do all of this. They gave away billions, I'm imagining. They're going to have to pay $250 million for one movie. They have 16 others plus Wonder Woman. Yeah, I'm saying they gave away quite a bit. When are they going to break even? See, there's the problem. I would say Wonder Woman 1984 or HBO Max period. It's not making the money that they needed, and they need it, and they need it now. This isn't something that they can develop long term. They need it to work yesterday, and well, that's not happening at all. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff, and as always, appreciate the heck out of you. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope all of that made sense too, and if you like the platform, well, help the channel out by checking out the links in the description. Our comic book's coming to a close in the next couple of weeks. We're going to start shipping that thing out, so yeah, pick it up, and again, thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see you soon.